Welcome back to another episode of 31 Days of Halloween on the Popcorn Confessional, where we're bringing you a different horror movie every single day for the month of October. Something new for you to check out. And this one we're kind of excited about because we've been saving this one. We actually saw this in the movie theater very early on in the year, and we're like, wow, should we review it? It's like, nah, let's wait until 31 Days of Halloween because it's definitely going to be available for streaming on Shudder. And we're going to talk about it in just a minute. Welcome to another episode of the Popcorn Confessional, and this is Dave from Nerdbox, and I'm accompanied by my wife, Jen, also from Nerdbox. And on this episode, we are talking about Watcher. So fire up that Jiffy Pop and meet us in the booth.
Actress Julia moves to Bucharest, where her husband Francis has just gotten a new job. Unable to speak Romanian, and with Francis often working long hours, Julia feels isolated in their apartment. One night, home alone in her high-rise apartment, she notices the silhouette of a person watching her from the building across the street. Julia starts to become concerned when, while she's out during the day, someone begins to follow her, or so she thinks. Are her fears accurate, or is it just the paranoia of living in a new country?
Now, this movie stars Micah Monroe. She is Julia, and she was in the movie It Follows. Now, I've watched It Follows twice. I probably have to watch it a third time, because I think both times I kind of just passed out on it. But there were creepy components of those movies that I liked, so I have to go back and revisit it. But she does an amazing job in this film.
Yes, she does.
Seeing a Netflix or Amazon film in the theaters is not surprising. So when we went to go see this and saw the Shudder logo pop up with the theme, it's like, this must be something that they're very proud of, because I don't recall in the last, or since coming out of the pandemic, any Shudder films coming through the theaters, because, you know, we have passes, so we go to see them all basically for free.
Yeah, and we can usually count on Netflix movies. Any of the ones that are going to be bigger, they usually end up at the one theater by us.
Now, here you have yet another film that we've talked about a few times over the last year, where you have a couple that move either out to the countryside or to a new country, and spooky things or things that go bump in the night just tend to happen. And then what usually happens in those films is, like, you have the husband and the wife, or the girlfriend and the boyfriend, and the boyfriend and boyfriend, and the girlfriend and girlfriend. They're like, well, one of you are crazy. I don't see any of this stuff that's going on. Yeah. But it's right there, the other person says. Yeah. Look, don't you understand? Why don't you believe me? And then you have this conflict over one person being sane or going crazy, and by the end of the movie, you don't know what the hell's going on.
There's a whole lot of half of a couple out there that just think right away that their partner is crazy.
Yep.
Instead of actually believing them and seeing if what they're imagining might actually be true.
Yes. And unlike Abandon, the boyfriend's not a pig doctor. He's not going to play with pigs all hours of the night.
I don't know what he does.
But like in every film, the significant other is gone for long hours, so you're like, oh, are they behind it? Are they having an affair? What are they doing, right? So you automatically, it's like, it's another one of these type of films. But how this one differs is, if you've seen the movie Mute Witness, Julia is in a new town. She can't speak the language. And one day she's looking out the window and bam, there's a shadow staring back at her. And the film kind of builds around that, because you have a serial killer that is loose in the town that they're in, and she's starting to see things over her shoulder if she goes out in the daytime, and we have a very interesting climax.
You have, the husband who thinks she's crazy and wants to mansplain things to her.
Yes. Yes, so you automatically have the relationship that's, is it going to last, is it not going to last? But this film here, very good suspense.
Oh yeah, it definitely builds, and it's funny because you think it's gonna go one way, but then it goes the complete opposite direction. Really didn't go where either of us thought it was going to go.
Yeah, now what's nice about this film, it is on Shudder right now, so you can go and watch it. But if you like films like Hush, which we reviewed last year, if you like movies like Mute Witness, which came out in, I think, the 80s or 90s, and it takes place over in Russia, which we'll probably have to do a review on that eventually in the future because I talk about it so much. And it's made a lot of lists of being a very good horror film. You're going to like this, right? Because here it's another film. This can actually happen in real life. And it just unfolds. And like I said, Micah did a great job. She kind of just grabs your attention for the film, and you're not really debating her and how she's feeling, because you feel the tension that she's feeling. And you're feeling, you know, it's like, oh my God, you know, what is this person going to do to me? And
I don't ever get the feeling that she's nuts.
No, not in this one.
I don't get that feeling. I don't feel like, oh, yeah, this woman's batshit. She needs some medication. I don't ever get that feeling. I mean, I thought many other things in the film were going to happen, but that wasn't one of the things that I thought. I was like, there's something going on. So, it would have been nice if her husband believed her, right?
Yeah, now, it's always good when you're watching a film and you're like, is it this person? Is it that person?
Yeah.
And then when you get the reveal of everything, it turns out it's like, oh, it wasn't that person.
Yeah.
And it takes you a long time to get to where they're going to unfold the climax of the movie. And that's one of these films here, too.
Yeah, the climax was really like at the very end of the movie. Yeah. Which is great.
I always appreciate films that are like that, right? I don't want to guess it.
No.
Unless it's Scream, then I can be all excited. It's like, yeah, I figured out one. But this one is not one that I can figure out. So it is definitely worth watching and checking out.
Yeah, definitely. Go check it out. It's still on Shudder. So, and at this point, it'll probably remain there for at least through Halloween. I know that. Because they get rid of stuff too, like Netflix, or not as often.
If it's a Shudder original, it usually stays there.
Yeah,
so
that's true. It is a Shudder original. So yeah, go check it out though. Definitely worth the watch.
So if you're looking to hunker down for an evening, maybe it's raining outside, this is a movie to watch, and maybe pair up with Hush, the movie He's Out There. Go track down Mute Witness. You know, watch that one first and let that build up to these movies here. But you'll definitely get a good bunch of movies here. Now, it is the quest for 5,000 subscribers. And what we need you to do is go over and take a look at that little subscription icon on YouTube and see if it is marked subscribed. If it isn't, please go ahead and click that. And also, don't forget to
like
and add a comment, because it helps that YouTube algorithm, and it helps expand our channel and our audience who gets to see these videos, because on our other shows, we talk about independent filmmakers and independent comic book artists and stuntmen. A lot of interesting people that we're trying to help support. Like right now, there's an Angry Boy Kickstarter that's out there. It's in its final days. It's going to be a great film from the guys that bring you Scary Mysteries, so that's something that you want to contribute to. And Terrifier 2 is out this month. And Terrifier 2 is out this month. And guess what? In 2019, we had the first exclusive cast reunion for that film. So you get to see a lot of cool things, and you get to learn about a lot of cool movies that you may not get to see on the regular, like Scream Test starring Felissa Rose, like Bloody Summer Camp, and a whole host of other ones. So please help us expand our audience.
And subscribing doesn't affect you in any way. If you subscribe, you can adjust your notifications. I know I do that.
Yes.
I subscribe to channel so I can see it on my home screen, but I turn off notifications because it gets to be a bit much.
Look, we're not going to be the ones that say, all right, hit the notification bell on every single video, because the videos will be there when you're ready to watch them.
We would be hypocrites anyway, right? Because we turn off the notifications.
Because the videos are there when I want to watch them.
They're there. We just have to check our homepage, our recent, our library, the subscriptions, all of that, and everything that we want is there for us. So We don't need to have the notifications going off on our phones.
And I like battery life on my phone.
Yeah, that too.
Anyway, if you drop a like and a comment in here once we hit 100 comments and 100 likes, including my responses, because I respond to every single one that's out there, we'll be giving away some fabulous prizes. And when we hit 5,000 subscribers, you'll have a chance to win this box of Strawberry Scream, which is signed by David Arquette and Matthew Lillard. It's one of a kind. She ain't going to get this box of cereal here in the States.
No.
Anyway, don't forget to
like, subscribe, and share.
And for 31 Days of Halloween, we will see you tomorrow.